G'day boys and girls, just going for a little bit of a camping trip today. Yeah, got the camping gear strapped onto the back of the bike. I'm going to meet the missus down at Second Valley, so she's taken the van and she's got all her mod cons that she takes with her. I've just packed my tent and my sleeping mat and a little pillow and just a bag of toiletries and a towel and some water and yeah, not much else. She's got all the food there, so that's all good. But yeah, I was really struggling to actually get going. I had a real crap sleep the night before, and yeah, it was a real struggle. I was almost not going to go because I just sort of like felt so kind of not with it, you know what I mean? Like just, yeah, didn't feel like riding was a good idea. But eventually, I was around about 4 o'clock, I think, that I started to get going, and just as well because one of my neighbours had left her house keys miles and miles away, and she needed me to climb over her back fence and undo her roller door for her. So she got me just before I left, so that was lucky for her. So yeah, I wasn't in much of a mood for riding, to be honest, but once I got going, it was all pretty good. Just taking it very easy, because like when you don't feel with it, you don't really want to be fanging around and stuff. Plus I've got the gear on the back as well, so I'm just trying to get used to that extra bit of weight on the back. It was probably only about 10 kilos anyway, so it wasn't a hell of a lot. Just got the Shad Zulu pack soft panniers, same ones I had when I had the KLR. The tent's about 2.5 kilos, probably the heaviest thing, and then the rest of the stuff, just try to even it all out. Had to take my CPAP machine obviously, and with the battery and that kind of thing, but yeah, no, it turned out alright. The old tent, I hadn't used that in a while because previously, the later camps that I've been doing have been with the van or with the car, so I've taken the big 4-man tent, which is basically the size of a bloody bedroom, and that allows me to put my mountain bike in and all that sort of stuff. So but yeah, this 2-man tent I've got, I think it's Companion is the brand, and yeah, it's easy enough to put up. It's a good size, allows me to put my helmet and whatever I want inside the tent, and for me to lay inside it and all that sort of stuff too. So yeah, but I was just taking all the dirt roads, or as much of the dirt as I could. I like coming down this road here into Maiponga Beach, and yeah, sort of make my way through to Second Valley. So yeah, gravel roads mostly. There's no kind of sneaky little tracks or anything in between on this track, or on this ride I should say. It's just all gravel roads, but yeah, no, it's all good fun. I mean, it's good to just load up the bike and make sure that it's all good for moto camping. So and I've ridden the bike enough now to know that it's it's pretty reliable. Haven't had any issues so far, so now I might think about going out a bit further for maybe a 1 or 2 nights. Last time I went out for a moto camp previous to this would have probably been on the KLR, and that would have been out to Red Banks, just out of Burra, for an overnighter. I had a lot more gear with me then too. I had my cooking, gear like gas, cooker, I think what's it called, a jet boil thing, pots and pans, and I think I had some dry, dehydrated food, and a cans of food and extra water and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know how I'll go trying to get that on this bike. The KLR had a kind of metal rack on the back that allowed me to put one of those kind of big bags. I think it was like a 55-litre bag that sits on top of the rear rack. I can't remember what the name of those are, but yeah, so I could get a lot more in, plus the panniers. But I do have, the El Cheapo Aldi yellow waterproof bags. I've got the longer one, which is fairly wide. It can go across the back, I guess, and fit a bit more stuff in there too. So on this trip here, I was only using the smaller bag. Well, when I say smaller, it's kind of a similar size, except that it can roll up to a lot smaller. So it's sort of it's a one-ended bag. So that allowed me to sort of pack in a smaller load and roll it up, and yeah, so that's all I needed for this trip. So yeah, I'd have to pack fairly light, I guess, for a full, unsupported overnighter, where I'm not using, the stuff that my missus has taken up already. Just checking the load here. This is the bag here, so you can see where it rolls up on the front there. So it's probably almost another third longer than what that form is at the moment. Panniers saddlebags, whatever you want to call them, they held up well. They didn't budge, they didn't come loose. No tearing in the straps or anything like that. They're fairly strong. I can't remember what the load rating is in them, but there goes another rider there. And then coming down here, there's a guy on a Harley, I reckon, or some kind of cruiser cruising around. Been there, done that and that sort of thing. But I feel much more safer on this kind of bike, just for the bike's sake. Even more so than myself, because obviously this bike isn't as pretty to worry about. This corner here is always so sketchy. It's very loose and gravelly and steep. Yeah, there's a couple of tight turns on this ride. This one is on the way, and then there's one on the way back I do as well. But yeah, these little roads here, I think it's like Mount Magnificent Road or something like that. Coming into Yankalilla, basically. The road probably has a different name by then anyway, I'm not quite sure. Haven't got the maps up to look, but these are all basically just public gravel roads, so there's no private roads or anything involved in this road, or in this ride. So it's going along the main south road here now, the old pine trees, nice little, it's always a nice scenic kind of spot here. 100k an hour section, blacktop. Now just coming into Second Valley. And yeah, just got to find the missus in the caravan park. I don't know where she is in there, so we'll just ride around in there, I guess, and see where she's at. Big hill over there. There's a few little walking trails I'm going to go and explore. So I'll just pop here for the night. I'll have dinner, a couple of beers, go to sleep, wake up in the morning, have a bit of a chill, might go for a bit of a hike. And then I'll basically pack up and ride home. So there's a lot of cabins, there's a lot of, what do you call it, on-site living, I guess, like people live in some of these sort of things there on the right, you can see. Got the old speed up going, mate, just because it's quite slow riding through there. Oh, there she is, in a nice little secluded spot right next to this big water tank. Hey! This little secluded spot, isn't it? Come on. And there's Lulu. Yeah, so Mrs. is doing the glamping. Anyway, it's the following day now. I'm going for a bit of a hike. Now, I wasn't really planning on it. I just went to the shop to get a drink. And yeah, I ended up getting a drink and a bloody custard tart, and then I thought, let's go for a walk down to the beach. And then I seen this little trail sort of going up to the side, veering off, and I thought, where does that go? And I just had shorts and thongs, and I had to hold my phone in one hand and my drink in the other hand, so yeah, fairly steep. Mate, I've really got the hiking attire on, spur of the moment. Good fun on the MTB, but they're bloody scary. Some of these off camber, rocky little outcrops here, and loose slate. Yeah, don't know about that. Yeah, it would be fairly scary, I think, on the mountain bike going around there, especially on some of those real off camber bits that are rocky. I need to get some mountain biking shoes or boots that have actually got a decent sort of grip on the bottom, like for hiking. So when you do get these hiker bike sections, you actually do have a bit of grip. The ones I've got at the moment, they're just a gyro, brand, gyro, whatever you want to call it. And they've sort of got a very flat sole, very minimal tread, just enough to bite into the pegs on the, or the pins on the pedals. So yes, treacherous. But I've done plenty of cliff top riding, so, but that's pretty extreme. But yeah, the tracks there, they kind of remind me, I guess, a bit of the ones down at Melrose. The way that the slope of the hill is and the trails, it's sort of off camber and stuff. So yeah, I've done that sort of riding before. It just looks scary when you've got a cliff going down to big rocks and the beach. Anyway, just on my way home now. Just gone past the Hobart what do they call it, HMAS Hobart Lookout. Going to go down here and just check out this little track. I've never actually been down here, not even in the car, and I always see it as I'm going past, and so we're going to suss it out. So to the right there's a little bit of a parking spot. I guess you could probably camp there. I have seen people with caravans down there, so I guess they can do probably an overnight or something. There's no real signs at that end saying no camping, not that I saw. It was only when you really got down to the end here where there was a bunch of signs saying no camping and no vehicles beyond this point, and you know, all this kind of stuff. But there are a couple of shacks down here. Some guy sitting down here near his car, he seen me coming and he pulled his shirt up over his face. But I wasn't really generating any dust. I was going very slow through here. It's quite rocky. So I don't know what his deal was, but anyway, maybe he didn't want to smell the fumes of the motorbike. I don't know. Then again, he drives a diesel, so. Anyway, this is basically the end of the road here. A little bit of a shack there on the left. It's all sort of like border up kind of thing. So I don't know if it's a house or what it is, but seems to be a pretty good neck. But then the ones down there, there's like that one there on the left, which looks pretty old and dilapidated. Once again, they sort of bordered up. And there's like a house kind of thing down the end, which, yeah, from a distance it looked like it'd been lived in, or it is lived in, but yeah, I didn't sort of venture down there. I could have opened the gate if I wanted to and ridden my bike through there, but it's all that bloody deep sand shit, and I don't think you're supposed to take vehicles down through there anyway, so not a big fan of riding deep beach sand, especially on a 650, 180 odd kilos loaded up. It's not ideal, not for a rider of my skills anyway. Be nice, wouldn't it, if this little trail just continued all the way around, all the way down to Yankalilla or something. That'd be bloody awesome, but not here, mate, not in the nanny state. Can't have stuff like that. So just going to make my way down towards this, what do they call it? I think it's called the Big Gorge Walk, which is only about 3.7 k's long. But it used to be part of the old Main South Road apparently, and now it's just like a bit of a walking and cycling sort of area. You can get out and, you know, there's a bit of a stopover here, so you've got like a you know, bench and whatnot you can have a bit of a picnic on, and then yeah, just go through these gates here. You can walk down this trail. If I wanted to, really, I could have opened that gate and ridden my bike through there, but yeah, you know, it's not the wise thing to do. Obviously it's just for cycling and walking and stuff like that, and like I say, it's only about 3.7 k's long. I looked on the map and you can't really see where the old road sort of went after the gorge. I mean, yeah, so it's obviously fairly overgrown. Anyway, just making my way back through now. Coming up the back of Yankalilla, there's this sandy little track here, which is still sandy. Last time I came through here it was quite sandy. Then there's the bloody car coming the other way, so I had to sort of slow down because I thought probably not a good idea to try and go through it slowly and you know, wiggle my way past this car. It's not deep sand, but you know, you get in it and you can feel your front end starting to go, and like straight away you go, whee, look out, like it's kind of yeah, if you're not used to riding sand, it does catch you out, but once you get going, you can, you know, it's not too bad. Just a matter of, you know, being confident riding on sand, really, which I'm not. I haven't really given it, you know, 100% crack. And also the gravel here, like it's sort of in deep sand as well. When I say deep, it's probably only 2 or 3 inches deep. But yeah, so it's quite loose all through there. Yeah, it's still sandy, that bit. And this whole track all the way up to, what do they call it, Fork Tree Road, is also quite sandy and gravelly. Anyway, just making my way back down through Maiponga Beach. Come on, mate, get off the road. Gotcha. Pick up this little lizard. Yeah. Get him off the road. My little buddy. Get back over here, mate. Go on the road. someone went off the trail there. Jesus. There's coming down Delabole Road now into McLaren Vale, and just going to cut to the end pretty much, pulling up at Christie's Beach here at Viet Canteen, and just get myself a roast pork roll with a lot and a couple of spring rolls for dinner, because I couldn't be asked cooking anything when I got home. Anyway, I'll leave you guys here. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Ta-da!